Hi YouTube world, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I am Adrienne, I live in New York City and I love playing with makeup, and this is my week in makeup series. Sort of a shop my stash and also ends up being like a project pan as it turns out. But essentially my rules are that at the beginning of the week, I get inspired by some items in my stash, gather it all for the beginning of the week, and really use products and figure out whether or not they still fit in my collection, in my life, whether I have changed my opinion on them. Do I really love them as much as I thought I did? It's a lot of testing out makeup I already have. I also test out makeup I just bring in, so that way I don't ignore things that are coming in. So it's a mishmash of new products and old products. I know it looks like I have a ton of makeup on, but believe it or not, I don't. I don't even have foundation on, which is so crazy. But I'm still getting inspired by the color story of the Colourpop Smokin Hot, but I have opinions on this now. And so if you're not familiar with this palette, this is this palette here. But you see everything on my face is very much kind of goes with this vibe, with this kind of rusty, burgundy, bronzy vibe. I have to say though, I'm gonna probably let this go because it is very overwhelming for me to use. So even though I thought, gosh, I really love that color story, I had to have it. I ordered it first out of the gate when it posted on Colourpop. I realized that when I actually got it, it didn't really suit me the way that I thought it would. In fact, I have this little Viseart palette, the Minxette palette here, and this is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. And this is sort of the same vibe. And I just couldn't approach this more easily and get the rusty, smoky look that I want. So I feel like between this and some other palettes that I have, like the Colourpop Wine and Only, I can achieve what that big mega palette is doing. And I'm more likely to like gravitate to this. I really am a small palettes person. I know this. I have to stop getting influenced by promo pictures. And this last week was the week of fires in New York City. We were getting all that smoke from the Canada wildfires, which I can only imagine how devastating it is over there, because here it really did look apocalyptic, especially on Wednesday afternoon. It was really, really crazy. It was very hard to kind of get inspired by makeup, but I did go into work and I did try different looks. On the days that I did go into work, really trying to focus on sunscreen, so I've been using my Elta MD. This one's pretty good. The foundation I wore to work both days was the Ulta Beauty Moisturizing Foundation Stick in the shade Light Medium Neutral, this one here. This is a really easy product to use. You just, once you're all moisturized, you just kind of draw it on your face. And I use a brush to blend it, kind of a semi-dense brush, one of these types of brushes. So it is densely packed, but it has kind of a dome shape and does have some give to it. But I find that that does a really good job in moving the product around and letting it settle. It's a nice product. I am not totally convinced it's the best product yet though. I think I want to go head to head with the other two foundation sticks that I have by Merit Beauty as well as by Huda Beauty, and see which one really prevails. For right now, I'd say this one is very nice. I just don't think the wear time is what it should be. I find that it breaks apart real easily, and that just might be kind of the base I'm using. So gonna keep an eye on this one, but so far it's a middle of the road for me. Also, I am testing out all my nail polishes. So we did like berry reds, purplies. So these are all my favorites. Yeah, I'll do like a roundup of nail polish one day. As soon as I do my declutter and I feel like I know exactly what I really love. Right now, it's just like a swatch-a-thon that is like crazy. On the other days, including today, I just put on my sunscreen and I'm using the Maybelline Eraser Corrector in the shade 150, which I believe is like the neutral corrector. I literally just put this a little under my eye, a little around my nose, my chin, and right here, a little bit. And I just quickly blend it out. And I use some dusting powder. Today I used the e.l.f. Halo Glow, and at the end I used the Moira Set and Correct finishing powder. This one's amazing, amazing. And that's it. That's essentially my coverage, and I feel like it did an amazing job. I love this concealer, corrector, whatever. For me, I use it as just a concealer. I just think it's really flattering. It never creases. I just really dab, and it just looks great. I had purchased the pink one that had kind of gone viral, but it was way too pink on my skin. I actually gave it to my sister, but this more yellow neutral leaning one, this one's really good. As I mentioned, for powder, the e.l.f. Halo Glow, this is a really nice loose powder if you're into loose powder. I think though I might not be into loose powder, but I need to formulate a better opinion on that, because this pressed powder from Moira is so excellent. It's so excellent at blurring pores, and it's just beautiful. So this is the shade 200 in that finishing powder. And so I just wonder sometimes, like, why am I using the loose powder? I don't know. I have a lot of loose powder and I'm like, it's messy. I don't love it. I much prefer this kind of pressed formula. I don't know. I'm gonna keep using my pressed powder, but I might let go of some or make them go head to head also, so I'm down to one, because it's just sort of right now overwhelming. For bronzer this week, I actually used this. This is by Alamar Cosmetics. This is the Complexion Trio. I have mine in the light shade, and it comes with these 3 colors. Now, all 3 of these work really well. I'm wearing all 3 of them on my skin. This is like a highlighter, but it's like a flat highlighter. It has like a very subtle sheen, no glimmer. So it's really like a brightener of sorts, but if you're not a highlighter person, you might really like this. I do. I like putting it on the tops of the cheeks. This one is pretty subtle. It's a very soft bronze. Almost doesn't show up on my skin, but it does show up. And then this is my main bronze color, which I really love. It's just a really beautiful formula. It's so smooth, so creamy, super flattering. I just put it on with this like angled brush, and it's not dusty or anything. And I just, you know, can build and get as like kind of glowy as I want. And it's just very cooperative. It's cooperative powder, and the texture is so beautiful. I love this trio. It's fantastic. One of the best products that Alamar Cosmetics makes. On the other hand, I whipped out the blush trio I have of Alamar Cosmetics, this one here. And although this looks like a neutral color, this actually looks so orange on my skin. I mean, you wouldn't believe it, but I swear to you, this looks so orange on. Do you see like how that color just changed? Like, oh, look, it looks almost like nude. And then you put it on the skin and you start blending it, and it turns kind of cantaloupe-y. And each of these shades, this one too is really orange, but in a kind of very sort of unnatural way. And then this is probably my favorite shade, this one up here, because it's more of like the orange that I would go for, which is a coral. Now these feel like they have a very similar formula to the bronzer, but these are so dusty. And on my skin, they looked really dusty. They looked like they were just kind of sitting on my skin. And even though I used setting spray and I tried to like really work the product in, it just felt like it sat on my skin. So I don't know if I've just had this for a very long time, because I've had this since its release, or if these shades are just not meant for me or not meant for my skin type. I have a combo skin, though where I put blush sometimes is very dry and flaky here. I'm more of a T-zone oily person. So maybe that's it. I was just very surprised. So I'm actually going to go ahead and declutter that. Another product I was pretty surprised by, because I was so excited about these, but I started to play around with getting, like, playing around with the idea of still like very light, easy makeup, especially for the summer. And also I'm gonna go on vacation at the end of the month, and I wanted to start kind of toying around with the products I'd want to take with me to make it a really easy vacation. And so I had picked up these little trios from Ulta. This is the lighter version and this is the deeper version. I have both of them, and I thought I really loved these. In fact, when I wore them initially, this one color initially, I really liked it. The issue is that these products remain a little too emollient on my skin, and I found that I could easily break out. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I know if a product breaks me out, if I get an immediate sort of congestion bump. And so I got one right here, and it was absolutely these products. They're just too rich. I think I had initially compared them to the Stila convertible lip and cheeks, but they're not. The Stila ones, they dry down, they kind of meld with the skin, and the formula is much stiffer. This one, the formula is so melty. It's so melty, and although the color can be very pretty, as you work it into the skin, it just, I don't know, there's a heaviness to it. There's just a heaviness to the product. And so I could tell my skin didn't respond well, so I'm gonna be letting these go too. I was still kind of jonesing for a coral blush, and so I whipped out this powder blush by Sephora collection. I think they come in new packaging now, but I know that they still have this color. This is the color Fascinated, and this is sort of my ideal coral. Like, it looks super vivid, and it is very vivid, but this coral sort of closely resembles that one shade in the Alamar that I really liked, but it also has a little bit more pink to it. Do you see that? Whereas this one is very much orange. This one has just a balance of a little red pink, and that just makes it so much more flattering for me. This formula is really great too. Highly pigmented, really sleek packaging, super easy to identify. And yeah, I've been enjoying it. So I do recommend this one. It's a great color to have in your collection. And similarly, I loved that Juicy and Pang Apure blusher that I used, I believe last week, that I went ahead and I ordered one more. I will put the shade down below because, again, these are so annoying. They don't have the shade range, but this is sort of this is more of a matte coral color, and the other one actually, it was a luminous finish. Though I didn't see the luminosity, and when I use this one, I don't really see a lot of difference between like what makes a luminous version and what makes a matte version. This is not matte. This is very, let me see, I have it on my cheeks, but I will show you it going on. So that's the product there, and it's like a nail polish, and it smells like a delicious candy. And then when you blend it out, it's very gel-like and kind of just blends into the skin beautifully. So that's the shade there. So it's definitely in that same family as coral. You saw what I was going for, but it's so sheer, and it just has like a juicy effect to it without remaining sticky. It just sits inside the skin so beautifully. So I really recommend these. I picked mine up on Amazon, and yeah, I don't doubt I'll be picking up more. Face primer that I did use up this week was the Good Molecules silicone-free priming moisturizer. I love this stuff. It's so good. If you're just looking even for a really nourishing, lighter weight moisturizer, it's fantastic. It's, yeah, I mean, I used it completely up. So it's great under makeup too. And then I also used my mini all-nighter Urban Decay. This, I really couldn't tell the difference if my makeup was like staying put or not. I mean, it's fine. I just don't even like the experience or smell or anything. Instead, I much prefer still the Tarte Shape Tape Stay Spray. This one has like the most beautiful mist. I love the scent. It smells almost very natural, like cucumbery. It's a beautiful, fine mist. It's a wonderful experience. I do think though, this must have some element of like powder to like really set, because I do find it really does set my face. It doesn't just leave my face dewy. Like if I were to use my like Caudalie Beauty Elixir or the Mario Badescu, I feel like that just like kind of wets my face, but it's not doing anything. This one I do think has a little something in it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep using it too. I'm not totally convinced it's like the best product on the planet, but I do think it has something that causes some staying power. Well, I went rogue this week on eyebrows. I looked in the back of my drawer and I found this brow blade by Urban Decay. Okay, this is great. This is Cool Cookie, that's the color, and you've never seen this product. It has one of these like fine liquidy, almost eyeliner like pens on one side to create strokes. So if you have the patience to kind of draw in hairs, this is really nice. And this color is really nice. On the other side is a pretty fine pencil. It's not as tiny as some of the other ones. It's a little tiny bit thicker than the Precisely My Brow, but it's also great, and it's actually what I was predominantly wearing in my eyebrows today. But I like that I have these two options, and I think it's a really cool product in that it gives you the option to like play around with the two styles depending how fussy you want to be. So outside of the two main palettes I talked about, which was the Colourpop Smokin Hot and the Viseart Minxette, I also got two of the Viseart Petit Fours. So this one is in the shade Framboise, and this is such a pretty color story. So that's this one here. I'll insert a picture of me wearing it. I loved this. I love the Viseart formula. I'm so smitten. This one was shockingly pretty. This is the Pistache, and it's like the most wearable green shadows with this really pretty kind of soft caramel color. Wearing it here as well, and I just really loved this green on. It's sort of like the green for people who want to wear green in real life but are kind of afraid that it will be too crazy. This is such an easy way to wear green. So those two I loved. I love how small they are, and you can easily interchange the shadows. So once you've have a few of these, you can pop out the shadows and like recreate your own. So I think that's it for eyeshadow. Still using my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. It's what's on my eyes right now. I'm just consistently wearing it, really enjoy it, does what it needs to do. This week what I did was I started to kind of look at my lip glosses. Well, I guess I'll just start first with what I'm wearing on my lips. What I'm wearing on my lips is the Lisa Eldridge Cinnabar, both the liner as well as the velvet lipstick. It's this beautiful burnt deliciousness. I use her technique on applying the lipstick, which is really to work with a brush and kind of blur out the edges so it isn't so stark. Her lipsticks are so pigmented that it could be very kind of jarring. So if you're wearing a color like this, which is so dark in comparison to my complexion, that just by using just a plain, brush and smoothing out those edges really makes such a big difference. And so this is just like a little flat paddle eye brush actually that I have now assigned in the lip category. The other lip product I was really happy with this week was this one by Linda Hallberg. This is the Velvet Couture liquid lipstick in deep pink. It's this one here. This is such a weird product. It smells a little like a pool float, and it's this very, you know, liquidy formula. It's a very kind of cool tone mauve pink. I like it. And you can kind of blur it out. It doesn't settle down completely like a full-on liquid lipstick. It just stays kind of like a cream formula, but it's very flattering. It's very pretty. I don't even know how I got this or why I got this, but I'm glad I did. I think it's a very interesting formula, but it's not a fully matte lipstick. Like, this is so much matter. This feels like a liquid lip. Like, if you apply the Lisa Eldridge lip and you really blend it in with a brush, it will just deeply dye your lips. And like, this is as though I applied a longwear liquid lipstick. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna stay put. And in fact, this is kind of how I like to wear a longwear lipstick. I do not like to wear liquid, full down, dry down lipsticks. They just don't look good on me. I much prefer to kind of do this type of thing. So if you are someone who also struggles with maybe lip lines or just like your lips looking a little crusty, if you're using liquid lips, this is a great product. And so is that Linda Hallberg product. I really did like that. I recently ordered, and I just got it today, though I haven't opened it, but this is so old. This is the e.l.f. and Dunkin' collab where they did the coffee lip scrub. I love the e.l.f. lip scrubs, and this one smells delicious, but it's so dried out. Like, if I put this to my lips, it would rip my lip skin off raw. But I do really like the e.l.f. lip exfoliator formula because it's not messy, because it's in kind of a lipstick form. It is very gritty. So if you do tend to get buildup, I do, of dead skin, absolutely. It's such a good product. And I'm so glad that they brought the coffee formula that they created here, like the scent, into their new core line. So I did order it. So I'm going to declutter the old one because it is way past usage. It's life. It's not good. Same thing here with the Milk Kush lip scrub. This is kind of like a high-end version of the e.l.f. one, but this one was like a minty lavender, which I love lavender, but this one was always just a little too gritty, a little too rough on my lips, and it is just also kind of way past its date. Similarly, this one by Glossier, the mangobomb.com, this one, it has split completely. I don't know if you can hear it. Like, all the oil is split from the product. I tried to like mix it around. It won't mix. It's really quite old, and they don't even make this product anymore in this formulation. They changed the formulation. I'm sort of curious to try the new formula, but I'm also hesitant to try it because I really did like the previous formula. I think it was a great formula, so I'm unsure why they changed it. Oh, I know why I went down this path, because I talked about the Laneige, the treatment, the one that smells like pina colada. I really hate this. I hate the smell. I hate it. And when I was talking about it in last week's video and I was like, it's just okay, I realized, like, why am I just using an okay product? Like, who is this for? It was a little sample. I have to stop using things that like literally upset me. I don't love the scent. I don't love the texture. There's so many other products I love. And so, yeah, just rediscovering some of my other favorites made me say, why am I going to use this one? And so, speaking of one of my favorites, I really like this product. This is by Colourpop. This is their overnight lip mask in jasmine tea. I love the smell of this. It's just such a subtle scent, and the actual product itself is really good at gripping and really staying on your lips. I think if you like the Laneige, the texture, you would like this one. This one just feels even a little more emollient. It penetrates some of the skin. Another product I'm decluttering is the Nivea lip balm. This one here, this is in the shade Blackberry. It's their lip care. This is fine. This is 100% dupe for the Clinique Black Honey at like $2.99, but I have the Clinique Black Honey. I don't even love that. And so I'm not just gonna keep a dupe around. I think this one is too sickeningly sweet scented. I think if I was in high school, I would really like this because I used to love kind of sickly, sweet, sugary scents, and that one has that, but now they literally make me ill, so no. I really wanted to love this and I didn't. This is the C.O. Bigelow lavender salve. Again, I love lavender. This is the salve here. It's similar to like those rosebud, and I love lavender, but this dries out my lips and I don't know why. I don't recall the rosebud salve doing that. I'm not sure if the lavender in the product dries out lips, but I just find my lips get very, very dehydrated. It might just be the fragrance. And I still have 5 lip products to talk about, and I almost want to take my lipstick off, so yes, let me do that. I just wanted to show you some of these lip glosses, some of the ones I am decluttering and why. This is by Lights Lacquer. I don't know if you all realize that they actually make lip glosses. This is in the shade Miss Honey. This one here, it smells delicious. It smells like caramel. And this shade is so pretty. It's this like very pale nude, sort of perfect for wearing with a lip liner. And it just gives a little bit of that kind of peachy color. My issue with it is it's very stringy. It's very stringy. It's very gloopy. If I don't want it to string up, I kind of have to really be careful with it in putting it on and reapplying. And for me, that's just a no-no when it comes to lip gloss, because with lip gloss, I have to kind of be able to blindly put it on and know it looks good. And it's just, the formula's almost there, but it's just not quite there. It's a little too thick. This one is the Extreme Care by Essence. This one here, I have it in the shade Baby Rose. This one is an interesting color. Kind of gives my lips an iridescent kind of hue. This feels much more oil-based than the Lights Lacquer, which I honestly don't love either. I don't love it because I feel like the product moves around too much, like it has too much slip to it. Too hydrating, dare I say, but I don't feel like it penetrates the lip so that it's giving it the 8-hour hydration it claims to give. And I'm not the biggest fan of the color, so I'm gonna let this one go too. But I just wanted to show you kind of why I made these decisions. This one is the NYX, this is Milky Gloss in Coquito Shake. Where this one has my heart is the scent. This is just about my favorite scent on the planet. It smells like a real Coco Loco, like really. And this one has that same, a little bit of that same iridescence of the Essence, but it's more of a gloss. This one is becoming more finicky. I swatched this entire collection. I'll link the video down below. It's one of my favorite formulas of glosses, but this one, because there's so little color in it and there's just a slight white tinge, it does seem to be bulking up, something that it's never done before. And so again, although I love the scent, I just think this product isn't for me any longer the way that it is, unfortunately. So I'm gonna declutter this one too, but oh, this scent is beautiful. This is by Lunar Beauty. It is the lip oil in the shade Expose Me. Now this is a beautiful lip oil lip gloss. Number one, it smells like mango. It smells like a mango. But it's a really authentic, wonderful smell. The paddle is beautiful. It like applies just the right amount of product and it feels like so luscious. And so this, even though it calls itself a lip oil, I actually consider this leaning into a lip gloss. It's almost like a hybrid lip oil lip gloss. But this is just right. If I wanted to put on a lip liner and put this on, I would be a happy camper. This is just sort of the perfect texture. So this is a huge winner. I really think this product is phenomenal, special. You get so much. I just wanted you to see how pretty, how glossy, and it just feels immensely nourishing. And last but not least, I went to LH Cosmetics Pink Opal again. This is one of the best lipstick formulas. It is a bizarre gel balm hybrid thing, and this is the shade Pink Opal. I have these in a few different shades. I love the formula. I just think it's such a yummy, balmy, kind of occlusive quality to it. So it's sitting on the lips and protecting your lips, but it's also giving your lips some hydration. It's giving it some color. It's like one of the easiest kind of lipsticks to wear. Really love this formula. So super interesting products from Linda Hallberg. I'm gonna try to make more of a dent in my lip collection because I feel like that's the one I haven't had a lot of luck with. And if I force myself to take a handful of lip products and really wear them all day long, I can formulate really good opinions. So hopefully you'll be seeing more of an influx of lips coming soon. If you like that content, hit the thumbs up, consider subscribing, and let me know if you have any questions down below on any of these products or any others that you're curious about and want my opinion on. I don't talk a lot about brand new products, but I do have quite a few coming my way, and so I'll probably do a roundup of those as well soon. So I hope everyone has a really great start to the week, and we'll talk soon. Okay, take care everyone. Bye.